big buzz about this, of course, because of the awards you won and yung social realism na pinapalabas nyo, that I have, you've been compared to Broca. So can I ask you about that, having that, that opportunity of getting compared to like, you know, someone who's that big, and for a young gentleman like you, being compared to someone who's up there. Pero you know, he's dead right now, but otherwise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's an honor being compared to Broca because as a young boy in high school, when I wanted to become a director also myself, I grew up watching his films, and every time I learned that there's a film by Lino Broca or Ismael Bernal or Mike De Leon that's going to be shown in the theaters, I get excited. It was a good time to be fascinated with cinema because that was the second golden age of Philippine cinema, and I consider myself quite lucky to have been exposed to the good directors of the Philippines, no? But at the same time, I think even if I do social realism films the same way that Broca does them also, I think I have a different style because we're different. Broca's films are quite dramatic, and he's a master at telling drama stories, whereas my films, I think, are more on the realistic side, and they're less dramatic, and a lot of the times it has sense of humor. But of course, I'm very honored that I'm being compared to Broca.
So may I compare you naman to Ang Lee? Because you're a type of person, a filmmaker who has done several genres, from comedies to social realism to even commercial.
To do because we all know that in drama, even if no tears fall from the audience's eyes, the failure doesn't show. Whereas if I do comedy and no one laughs in the theaters, then that really shows that I fell flat on my face. But in terms of planning, I don't really plan that. I don't really pre-plan whether I'm going to do a comedy or drama now. It's just that whenever I chance on a possible movie material that excites me, it doesn't matter what genre I will be doing. With regarding your question regarding Ang Lee, actually, Ang Lee is one of my favorite directors, and one of my favorite films is The Wedding Banquet, because I liked the lightness, the comedy in that film, and the truthfulness in that film. And one other Chinese director whom I look up to is Zhang Yimou, and I like his earlier films, which were actually very simple. I like Zhang Yimou before he turned Hollywood.
And last two questions, I guess. What is the situation about independent films over there? Has it been accepted in the Philippines? And I know you have a market beyond film festivals, that a lot of your films in the Philippines, independent-wise, has been distributed here in the U.S. and abroad. So what's your situation like, you personally, because you've done a lot of independent films as well, and situation in the Philippines right now?
I think it's independent films that are giving the industry the shot in the arm that it needs. Because before the boom of the independent films, the mainstream industry was being predicted to die a natural death. But fortunately, the young directors came, and digital technology came also, and suddenly there were all these young directors brimming with all their ideas and coming up with these new exciting films, which actually provided the industry the much needed shot in the arm. With regards to the future of the industry, I think there's a lot of hope now because of the independent films and new directors that have sprung.
I've actually asked a lot of filmmakers about what is your advice to future filmmakers in how to start their and pursue their dreams in the filmmaking biz?
If you think you've got what it takes, then pursue it, because there's no way that it's not going to happen to you. I myself, I didn't know how I was going to become a director, but I knew that I wanted it very badly. And then it came, and then I grabbed the opportunity, and destiny stepped in and made things happen for me. So if you dream to be a director, go for it. And because there's no way that it's not going to happen to you if you have what it takes. But first, also tell the stories that are close to your heart and that is true to yourself, true to your culture, true to your roots, because that's the only way you can go global.
One last thing, your website for Kubrador, and I guess the premise or the plot line for Kubrador, and please ask of course, the viewers to watch it at MoMA the next few days.
As I said earlier, there's not much story to Kubrador. It is a small, simple film. There's no big plots, no sex, a little violence, but not really that violent. No larger-than-life characters. It is a story of Amy, a middle-aged housewife who goes about collecting bets in the neighborhood in an illegal gambling game called Duetting. But Amy, being the ordinary wage earner that she is an everyman Filipino who tries to make a decent living. She represents the ordinary Filipino, and she explains, because of through her character, we can see why the Filipino is the way he is, and why our society and government are the way they are, and why life is not fair game for all, especially the underprivileged.
Do you have a website we can check out?
I think it's the one put up by Boy Y, kubradormultiply.com. I'm really not very sure. Oh yeah. Thank you very much.